learned that Prince of Persia was coming to this generation of consoles, but keeping its original title, I got a little bit worried. It seems that whenever these franchises do a return to form, things get screwed up along the way. But I knew Ubisoft Montreal wouldn't let us down.
I can still remember playing Prince of Persia on my grandpa's top-of-the-line computer back in the day. I also remember it disturbing me. However, I never got around to playing the Sands of Time trilogy. No, you don't have to comment, I got you covered.
You haven't played Sands of Time? What's wrong with you?
So I guess I'm just gonna have to judge the game on its own merits. So here you are, the prince, out in the middle of the desert, looking for your donkey. Or as my dad used to say, you couldn't find your ass with two hands. I really don't understand why he's the prince, because really he's just a common thief. A more accurate title would be Princess of Persia, because that's what Elika is. Actually, I'm just gonna call her Bruce Willis. You come across Bruce Willis when she's running away from her father, and you chasing after and defending her acts as the game's tutorial. But her dad is still able to release the destructive spirit Armin, which must be Persian for super pissed off for no reason. BTW, I say these things because they make me laugh. I'm not expecting you to look them up and prove me wrong. It was at this point in the game that I started to question the entire Persian setup. And I'm not talking about skin tone, eye color, or accent, rather vernacular that he uses in these ever so funny cutscenes. But I concede, if I'm able to accept that the Ferengi know English, then the Prince of Persia can know the word crap. Also, I've been told that I'm pronouncing the name wrong. I'm saying Perja, as in purging, as in bulimia, and that's when the mental images started kicking in.
Even though I'm like the prince, and I get everything I want, I'm still not skinny. One day when I'm king, everybody will love me because I'll be skinny.
Now, you and Bruce Willis are off to save Persia. After some analysis, it's just a 3-step process. First, you wander into some now dead land and use your acrobatic skills to get through. Well, I guess he's not that common of a thief. It's really cool to explore like this, because no matter how many times that the prince defies gravity, I'm always thinking in the back of my mind, oh, this is possible. I was honestly surprised at how much fun it was. Of course, boiled down, it's just pushing the correct buttons in sequence, but if you screw up, Bruce Willis is always there to save you. I guess that's my next point. It's impossible to die in this game. Such a gameplay mechanic seems undesired, but don't get turned off. In place of dying, you are set back in your progress.
What a weird coincidence. I'm playing a game in which it's impossible to die, when actually I myself wish I was dead.
The same applies once you come across one of the 4 reoccurring bosses. I know by comparison that this is just a minor part of the game, but these things are annoying, repetitive, and take entirely too long. Admittedly, things got better when I found out that there was a combo list and when I learned to block properly. I'm just saying I wish I didn't have to wait for a planetary alignment to occur for there to be an opening for me to strike, because it creates frustration levels only previously achieved by Perfect Darts Combat Simulator challenges!
Oh jeez. I'm dying every like 5 seconds. What do you want from me, Rareware?
Secondly, after you defeat the boss, Bruce Willis takes it upon herself to regenerate the land, and regeneration is always fun, as illustrated by, other games. The regenerated landscape is really pretty and showcases the interesting direction that they took this game graphically. It's cel-shade-ish, with high-res textures and dynamic lighting. It's kinda like having orange juice with Spam. Individually, they're not bad, and even together, they're okay. It just leaves a really weird taste in your mouth. This is when you start platforming around and collecting light seeds. I like platforming, I just hate how it's impossible to collect all the light seeds in an area the first time you're there. It's kinda like Rayman 2: The Great Escape when they made the poor design decision to place Lums in an inaccessible area in the first level, which starts you off on the wrong note. By the way, for those of you just joining us, Rayman used to be in some incredibly well-made platforming games. He wasn't always being pestered by these bunnies. In the third part, once you've collected enough light seeds, you can actually unlock the power of these plates that will either throw you around or let you fly like Peter Pan. Collecting and unlocking is nothing new to platforming games, but Prince of Persia is far more strict than games like, Donkey Kong 64. And for those of you just joining us, Donkey Kong has been in some of the greatest platforming games of all time, including one of the first. He wasn't always tied to these bongos. You repeat this exploration and collection stuff about 20 times, and, except for the boss fights, it never really gets old. Prince of Persia successfully eases you into the fun. At some point you're gonna have to jump and dodge a blob, but pretty soon you're gonna be playing Frogger with these blobs. All this running and jumping kind of reminded me of Mirror's Edge, that is, if Mirror's Edge didn't suck so bad. I realize it'd be most proper to compare it to Sands of Time, but again, I haven't played it. Seriously, you're an idiot for skipping Sands of Time. I really don't understand why people do this. If I'd come out and said, fuck the Prince and his Sands of Time, then we'd have a problem. But I was in college and broke when the game came out. All in all, I really had fun, and I'd recommend this game to everybody, even though I know we can't please everybody.
Can't wait until I'm skinny. Alright, here goes. What the hell?